Welcome to UserAndI, the channel where I explore all things UI and UX design, and today we're doing a UI design review of gig economy app TaskRabbit. So this is TaskRabbit's onboarding process, and we are on slide 2 here, slide 3 and the final stage. And we're going to kick off with things they could have done better, which, if I'm honest, isn't many, and they're more personal things as opposed to things I think would frustrate the user. So immediately what grabs my eye from an aesthetic perspective is the size of our arrow here in relation to the text label. Again, it's a very small feature, but I think that's too big. I think the arrow could do with being a bit smaller for a bit more cohesiveness. Another thing that throws me off a tiny bit is the alignment here. The carousel navigation here, showing us how many slides there are in this carousel, and the call to action isn't vertically aligned in the middle of this grey box. I feel that could have been an easy fix to make. And now onto what they've done well. So as I said at the start of this video, they haven't done many things I think could be improved on. So I'll start from top to bottom. First things first, I'm actually a big fan of the repetition of the logo on each of the screens. I think it works well for that brand recognition, especially for the brand colors. As we see the dark green, they're light green, and following the greens at the bottom. I'm also a huge fan of a skip button, and a skip button that's not so close to the next screen button. And I think this placement is actually not too bad. I've usually seen it bottom left of the screen, but they've also used that for the carousel tiles, which is completely fine. But I like the fact the skip button is present in general. I also appreciate the fact it's not a brand color, or it's not a color that stands out against the green. I think that's really important because I guess as you're providing information on each of the screens, you don't want people to focus too much on the skip button. What you want is for people to view your logo, know that they can skip if they want to, read about it, maybe some images to further explain what you're saying in your sentences. As we're on the topic of sentences, again, they've done really well here. Really snappy intro about what the app does. Each screen builds on a bit more information about what the app does. And I think the biggest thing that I like about each of these screens is the choice of imagery. They do really well. I think it's important to show features of the actual app as well. And that's also what Meet Edgar have done in the last video, but this is really cool. And also this is really cool. I think they've done really well. I wouldn't improve on anything else. I wouldn't make any other changes, to be honest, aside from the ones mentioned at the bottom. But aside from that, TaskRabbit have done really well. What do you guys think in the comments below? What would you have done differently? I'll see you on the next video.